Alright, just sit back and get ready to have the most fun you ever had with an electronic device.
All right, everybody, welcome out to the Get On With It Sports Show. It is Wednesday, March the 15th, the Ides of March 2023. Jersey Johnny coming at you. With me, as always, is none other than Mr. RadioPete and Mr. Harry Lug Nutz. Say hello, gentlemen.
How folks doing?
Or wave hello, gentlemen. That works too.
I was trying to get into my accent.
You got to get into that southern accent down
in the
there.
Mid-South.
You know what, though? There's not a lot of talking like this in North Carolina. Get to South Carolina, a bit different. But there, North Carolina,
well, I'm gonna disagree with you there.
Well, I was just in North Carolina a couple weeks ago. Honestly, maybe one southern accent the entire time I was out there.
Well, that's because you were hanging out with the wrong people.
Fair enough.
Working people in North Carolina talk.
Granted, I only talked to Jess. That was it. Nobody else. But I heard no southern accent.
She didn't throw on a fake accent.
Not at all.
Good. Hey, listen, before we get started in the things that we talk about that aren't sports,
right?
I'm noticing a present button here in the little menu down at the bottom of the screen. Was that always there?
Present button.
Yeah, like you click on it and it says you can show slides or a video file or share your screen.
That's
present
being there before.
Present.
Oh,
I want a present.
It's a present button. You click it and you get a present.
You click it, you get to do stuff.
That's what I want.
I believe it is new. I believe it is because you're right. I just realized that. I have like 6 buttons there. But I do. You're right.
No, this is new for me.
I do not remember that. So click it and see if you can put something up.
No,
I'm gonna try sharing my screen.
All right.
See if we get some
interesting things.
It
doesn't.
Are we on the air right now?
Oh yeah, we're live.
Yeah, we are.
Right.
Excellent.
There we go. So you gotta love it. But I wonder if you share it, if it just shares in your box on the screen, or if it shares on the whole screen. Interesting.
It's probably just gonna share in my box. So I'm gonna share the StreamYard.
Oh, it actually pops up another. Here we go. See, look, there you go. That's what happens.
So we're a few layers deep.
We're a few layers deep. There we go. That's interesting. So any of us can do that. Beautiful. We can now have more interactivity on the show.
There we go. All right. Now I will stop sharing.
There you go. Perfect. At least we know how it works now. So very nice.
There we go. Cool. Yeah, it says screen share, video file, and slides. So
very nice.
Put up a video file there. All right, cool.
All
right, now we can talk sports.
Now we can talk sports. All right. Well, happy Ides of March.
It's the day after Pi Day.
It's the day after Pi Day. Yesterday was Pi Day.
Pi Day. That's a hallmark scam.
Yeah, right. I'm actually going to switch these banners really quick over here. We did this on the beer podcast last night. For Pi Day, I had this ticker running on the bottom for the whole show.
But we're not in Pi Day, so we shouldn't have that.
So I just thought you'd
going to be leprechauns fighting, scrolling across the bottom of the screen now.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
it's just the 15th of March.
It is. You're right. Just the 15th. Just the good old 15th of March. That's it.
Actually, somebody posted a picture today of a Caesar salad with a steak knife sticking out of it, and I thought that was rather clever.
Yeah, that actually is pretty clever. I like that. I do like that. Very interesting.
That's where the phrase comes from.
Which phrase?
The Ides of March.
The Ides of March comes from a Caesar salad with a knife sticking out.
No, it comes from Shakespeare.
No, of course. I know. I thought that somebody in a restaurant one day.
Yes. Yes. Someone got a Caesar salad.
I didn't know it was National Caesar Salad Day.
They ordered a Cobb salad, and the waiter came and they said, "I ordered a Cobb salad," and the waiter took the knife and stabbed it into the Caesar salad.
There you go.
And it was on the 14th, and so that's how it. I believe that's how it came about.
I believe you're right. So
I thought it was funny.
It is pretty funny, actually.
I mean, it's funnier than pretty much any other Ides of March joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should probably move on from the Ides of March jokes.
I think you're right. So just one of the photos that I went to upload before actually didn't upload correctly, so I'm just redoing it here. You're going to want to see it.
I'm sure.
Yeah,
Definitely.
Well,
Okay.
are you guys planning on having a little corned beef cabbage for
maybe some cabbage, but in the form of
you don't is there a good substitute or a reasonable alternative for corned beef?
You can make some seitan type stuff.
The flesh of the devil?
Absolutely.
How do they sell that? Things must be desperate in hell.
I could say this because I have
we can't pay Irish, the heating bill.
Celebrating Irish cooking is like celebrating English dentistry.
Well, or English cooking for that matter, which is
the English at least have been smart enough to adopt other people into their major cities for fine dining.
But still, it's I don't know.
Celebrating
I wonder if
Irish cooking is like celebrating English dentistry.
If we ate corned beef and cabbage with any other, with any regularity during the year, would it be such a special thing? I mean,
no, it wouldn't. I eat corned beef. I don't want to say often enough, because I eat like my go-to meal at a diner or at a place I'll have it depending on what the menu is a Reuben. I get a corned beef Reuben. So I eat corned beef often throughout the year, but not on a platter with cabbage and potatoes and Irish soda bread and so forth and so on.
That's the other thing. I wonder if is that something that we fabricated and Irish people would go, hey, we never ate that shite. It was never that. We just but it was a thing that some Saxons made up to honor
like
the
everything else. It's not as big a thing in Ireland, and we've just turned it into a 2-week long excuse to drink. So
like there was a need for that. I mean, drink. Yeah. But at least it's not a reason, it's an excuse. So you go to anyway, but at least now you have an excuse to. But anyway.
But I will say I am looking forward to having it.
I'm gonna have some parade day in Belmar here in New Jersey was
parade day.
Parade. Well, that's
that like a non-denominational
parade? No, it's St. Patty's Day. It's called Parade Day, right? It's called it's Parade Day. On Friday in New York City is Parade Day, right? So it's the St. Patrick's Day Parade, St. Patty's Day Parade. So Parade Day in Belmar. Belmar in Jersey really is the first one every year. It's the first Sunday in March, and so I've actually already had several times because I had leftovers corned beef and cabbage.
There you go.
So I'll be having more on Friday, but I will not, and I promise you, I will not be having any green beer on Friday because
no.
St. Patrick has not been canceled yet. There's nothing that we dug up from the past of this saint, fictional character.
I mean,
not that I've heard of.
Okay, good. That's good.
What happened to all those snakes anyway?
By the way, today is Sly Stone's birthday, so maybe we should celebrate that.
Sly Stone, Sly and the Family Stone, or Sly Stallone?
Saint Sly Day.
Sly Stone.
Sly Stone.
I'm all for Saint Sly Day.
It's not.
He should be a saint. Yeah, I mean, he's not a saint. He's probably been canceled, but he's a great musician.
Yeah.
Size. That's not Cy Stone. Cy Sperling? No, not him.
Yeah. No one that you've mentioned. Sly Stone.
Sly Stone.
Yeah, I don't care about Sylvester Stallone. I don't care about Cy Sperling.
What about his family? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, they're not all born on this day. Just him.
Sly Stone.
Sometimes you have to be celebrated minus your family.
Your family.
Yeah, and I think
so. It's not Sly and the Family Stone's birthday.
Not actually family.
It's just
right?
Sly Stone's birthday.
As I said, it is Sly Stone.
I got you. I'm with you now.
They were not actually all his relatives.
No. Well, they're family, right? Like we're family. They're family, right?
Sure.
They're family until they're not.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right. Well, that's 10 minutes.
So. All right. So it's time to cook.
It's about what we usually discuss.
Excellent. I'm going to go over.
That's we should do the over/under first.
I'm going over it.
Will we spend more
I'll
than
see you
10
guys
minutes
next week.
talking about not sports?
Well, what's our first topic, gentlemen?
Our first topic is the jersey I'm wearing and the cap I'm wearing, melding them together. So,
God.
let's,
Out of the darkness and into the swamp.
Name it. Out of the darkness and into the swamp. That should have been the headline. I put up an article before. I don't know if you read it. I should have put that. Out of the darkness and into the swamp. That would have been
That's what I texted you guys.
That would have been a much better.
Misery loves company. You know,
I'll have to retype the adjust. I have to edit the headline.
So
once it's done, I'll put that up. There you go.
So Aaron Rodgers is now impatient, waiting for people to defer to him because 50 million last year wasn't enough.
Well, here's the picture that the press release today. Aaron Rodgers is about to become a Jet. So there you go, right there.
Yeah.
So he's
once his hockey career is over.
I think he's playing. I think he's playing goalie actually. But anyway, no, that's not true. I'm kidding. That's the other Jets, the NHL Jets. So anyway,
the corned beef of Jets.
It's the corned beef of Jets, right? Anyway, no. Apparently, as the story goes, he's waiting on. It's all just a matter of the compensation that the Packers want for him, and it's come out. And who the hell knows what's true and what's not? Because you've heard so much misinformation over the last week. So who knows what the hell is the true story or not? But apparently, they want 2 first-rounders, and I'm trying to figure out because they're looking for a deal, right? They're basing it on what the Rams and the Lions did with the Matthew Stafford trade, right? What the Lions got for Matthew Stafford. The Lions got 2 first-round picks. The Lions got a 3rd-round pick. They got and they got Jared Goff, and so forth and so on, all that other stuff. So,
despite that, they got the draft picks.
Well, right, but in any event, they're looking for something similar to that. Obviously, I don't think they want Zach Wilson by any means, but 2 first-round picks, obviously, that's the biggest thing. But here's the thing: they were taking a quarterback that was younger. They were taking a quarterback that was going to be on the team a little longer, and the Lions were eating a little bit of his salary too. The Jets are taking on the salary, so why should the compensation be the same? I'm not exactly sure following where, but that again might not be true anyway. That's what came out. Who the hell knows what's true?
Here's why. I'll tell you why. Because you know what? I hope that the Green Bay Packers get more than they ever bargained for Aaron Rodgers, because this is a divorce that he should pay, because he's been a pain in the fucking ass forever. He's a pain in the ass, and I'm sick of him and everything about him. And the Packers should hold out until they get exactly what they want. Exactly what they want. Anyway, that's my take.
That is Harry's take.
He is a prima donna, and he is so out of touch with reality. I'm going to go into darkness and determine whether or not I'm going to retire. Now hurry up and work this thing out so I can join my other 38-year-old ex-Packers on the Jets.
But so I don't know if did you watch any of the Pat McAfee show today, or catch any of the clips or anything like that?
I haven't seen it.
Well, you can catch 5 minutes of a clip while you're eating lunch or something like that.
I actually can't where I'm at, but anyway, I have no signal. But yeah,
I actually have no desire.
Yeah,
Harry has no signal. Pete has no desire.
I have no will to live.
No. I have no interest whatsoever in.
Yeah, I don't even know who Pat McAfee. I don't even know who Pat McAfee is. Yeah, is it on? What is the Pat McAfee show on the E Network? Is it on after E News?
It's a podcast, right?
It's a podcast on YouTube.
I know what it is.
It's on the E Network. Yeah, it's on the
CW Thursday night.
Right. It's on Entertainment Sports 2, Channel 2, right? Yeah, exactly. Esports 2. Anyway, it's on the Ocho, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's inevitable. Congratulations to the Jets. I think this may be. I mean, where were they in the AFC last year? Do you guys think maybe 10th best team in the AFC?
Ish, yeah, probably. Yeah, I mean, they just missed the playoffs, right? And there's 7 teams in the playoffs, so yeah, 8th, 9th, 10th. Well, not 8th, 9th or 10th, yeah, something like that.
So maybe this moves them up to
7th.
I don't know.
Yeah. No, I think it actually makes them legitimate. I think, yeah. I mean, who knows what's every year's different, right? I mean, but the Bills looked like they took a little bit of a step back last year. Who knows what'll happen this year? Will they keep regressing? Was it Brian Dable that had them where they were? Who
They
knows?
didn't really. I mean, they had a bad playoff game, but
they had a bad playoff game. Well, I mean, just overall, they played a little bit less impressively.
So maybe
than
the
years
Jets
before,
are right up there with the Chargers now, right?
Right. So maybe they look. They certainly could. They certainly should get a wild card, right? They should make the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers. But could they win the East? I mean, they could. Yeah.
It's not just Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I think the one thing you have to give Rodgers credit for is that this has forced the Jets into becoming the Mets. They're spending money on players that in free agency, and they're getting them.
Well, they got Alan Lazard, right?
Alan Lazard's a much bigger pickup than the Giants got. Why didn't the Giants go after Alan Lazard?
Lazard
wants to play with Aaron Rodgers.
We'll talk about Darren Waller in a minute, but as far as Alan Lazard, well, the Giants I think are keying, and I come up. We'll talk about that when I get to it.
But my point is that players want to play with good players.
Sure.
And so there's a reason why the Giants aren't getting these people and the Jets are, is because it's pretty much a done deal that they're going to have Aaron Rodgers, who's, top 7 quarterback in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 8th. Who knows?
Just ahead of Daniel Jones.
Well, he's definitely ahead of Daniel Jones. But, I mean, I think I'm being realistic by saying, I think the best quarterbacks are probably all in the AFC.
Oh, hell yeah. Of course.
And, I mean, if you're 6, I think it's not just Aaron Rodgers that is improving the Jets. It's the fact that the Jets are getting some skilled players around him and on top of the players that they've already had, the young players who have obviously developed over the course of the last year or so.
True. Very true. All right. Well, they're whether they actually go after, I mean, there was a report out there that, Aaron Rodgers gave him his wish list. He wants Marcellus Lewis. He wants Mercedes Lewis. He wants
Randall Cobb.
He wants Randall Cobb. He wants
OBJ.
Odell Beckham. He
wants Charo as the head cheerleader.
Jordy Nelson to come out of retirement. He wants to get Clay Matthews come back.
That's right. Yeah. He's going to get a Billy Way Shoes Johnson.
Of course.
I mean, Pete, you as a Jets fan, you have to be excited about this, right? Or no?
Well, yeah, except that it's not going to work.
Why? And why?
Well, because
it's the Jets.
Because you're a pessimistic Jets fan. That's why.
Because they're the Jets. Look, here's the problem. You're taking.
Why do you think I drink blue Gatorade and not green?
You're taking all these directions about your personnel from a guy who is a nut job.
Yeah,
with reality and all that. What happens to be a really, really good quarterback? Still a really, really good quarterback. Not as good as he was to go, but still one of the top in the league. Where we don't have to argue about the numbers.
Better than Joe Flacco. Better than Zach Wilson.
Yeah.
Better than Mike White. Better than any other quarterback that they could have had.
And Mike White's gone. So, but it's he's now running the show for you, and this might be worse than Adam Gase running the show for you, because he is who he is. Now, yes, they're bringing in quality players, and they should go after a guy like Orlando Brown, to protect Aaron Rodgers.
Orlando Hayes.
Yes, you're going to be a better team. I don't think they're going to win the division.
No.
But I don't know. You're giving up
a lot.
The Jets have a good young defense and a young team overall, but you're going to give up draft picks, right? And you're going to spend a ton of money. And how long is Aaron Rodgers' contract? 1 year?
It's just a year left right now. Yeah.
Only a year.
You're going to pay him $60 million.
Yeah.
And then what? You don't know what's going to happen. So you're throwing all of these eggs, millions of eggs, if you want to look at the money that way, into the basket for 1 year. And you're going to say, we have to hope he's going to stay healthy too.
Right. He said he was going to retire until he went into the darkness.
Yeah.
Somewhere in the darkness.
You look at how he
saw the light emanating from the swamp.
Yeah, he saw the light from the little slot where they slide his food in. You look at the drama that went on, with the Packers the past few years, which was similar, if not on part of the drama that Brett Favre put them through. Maybe not as bad because Brett Favre would wait.
I think worse
until but Brett Favre would wait until a little bit later to make his decision. But anyway, so you're throwing all these eggs in one basket, eggs in one basket, and you're betting on a guy who's a freaking nut job, as talented as he is.
Here's the big question that I have. He's excited now to go and be reunited with Nathaniel Hackett. Didn't he hate Nathaniel Hackett and his offense?
No, he loved Nathaniel Hackett.
Oh, okay.
He had a problem with
played really, really well with Nathaniel Hackett.
Yeah, but I thought that was the reason why Hackett. I mean, I don't know.
No,
I know Hackett went.
Job,
yeah,
so.
I know that. Obviously, I know that.
Obviously, you know that.
My point is, okay, you're going to get him for a year, and then either he's going to retire or he's going to want what? How many? If he's going to re-sign, how many more years is he going to want to play versus what you're going to want to play?
If
what the Jets are going to want to pay him.
He's
not a guy you're going to want
for the next 4
or 5 years.
He's going to play another year.
He'll play two
more.
He'll play two.
Maybe three altogether.
And it will go through the same thing again.
Well, he's going to play 1 year in the Jets.
Nightmare.
He's going to play 1 year in the Jets, and he's going to go to the Vikings.
Right.
Go to the NFC Championship game. And,
So and the other what the point I was getting to is you're trading away these draft picks. You still need to improve this team, right?
Right.
Now, again, they had a lot of issues with the offensive line with injuries and stuff. You're going to get some of those guys back, but there's no guarantee they're going to be around for the whole season.
Yeah.
So now you're not going to have these draft picks with which you might draft players that are going to fill those holes that you won't have to be. You'd be paying them on rookie contracts. So you're going to have to fill your holes with free agents, and you're going to have to protect your $60 million asset.
Right, well, they're signing 60-year-old free agents, so they should get a bargain on them.
Right, yeah. That shouldn't really be expensive for these free agents.
Lewis is like, 40 years old. So, I agree. But
I mean, they are mortgaging the future for next year, and then complete uncertainty.
I agree. And you know what? As looking at the Jets, they always have a future, and it never seems to work out. So go for it. Now,
on the other hand, let me say this: they're terrible at drafting QBs.
That's what I mean.
So, but I look. I was joking around, being in the dark, and come on, Aaron. Now seeing what they have to, because they have to make Aaron Rodgers happy, right? And then they have to work out the deal with the Packers. And that also has to make Aaron Rodgers happy because he has right of refusal. So
and they better do it quickly, because look what happened last year. Aaron Rodgers had a horrible beginning of this past season, and it's because he wasn't engaged.
And here's the other thing. If you're the Jets and you go, okay, you know what? Maybe Zach Wilson can sit for a couple of years and learn from Aaron Rodgers. Maybe that's something that'll be good for him. Right? They've got him for a couple more years on the contract, and then we'll see. This is the same Aaron Rodgers who, when they drafted, what's his name, Love, in Green Bay, he said, it's not my job to teach him how to be a quarterback. That's the coach's job. So is he going to be any sort of a good mentor? Now it's what is it, 4 years later or 3 years later? Maybe he's changed his mind. Maybe he's seeing his retirement in the near future, as opposed to
and they didn't draft Wilson while he was there, which was
that's the other thing.
Which was the what stuck in his craw.
But who knows what kind of mentor Aaron Rodgers is going to be?
Well, let me ask this question too. Has there ever been a quarterback who's been a high draft pick out of college, who was pushed into a starting role, who then was demoted to a backup quarterback, and then went on to do anything worthwhile? I mean,
I don't think there's
Geno Smith
started.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't with the same team.
Right. Yeah. I mean, my point being is that this will at least be a different type of reality for the Jets.
debacle.
I don't think it'll be a debacle.
It's going to be it is. It is.
It's going to be. Look, I think you're right. I think the Jets have a lot of good young, and they have to, and look, here's the other thing. You only have a short period of time to take advantage of that. So you only have 2 or 3 more years to take advantage of the Sauce Gardners of the world.
Right.
So if you could get Rodgers for 2 years with an option for a third, or extend his current contract, then go for it. Because this is a win now league. You can't build a team for 5 years from now. You just can't.
Right. Yeah.
You got to hope that you draft well, get 2 to 3 good years out of them before you have to give them $40 million a year to play quarterback.
Yeah, that's the thing. By the time you sort of find out who those young rookies that you got last year and maybe this year, if you get a couple of good guys. But again, where are your picks?
Aaron Rodgers for 1 year at $50 million seems like a bargain compared to some other recent price tags in New York.
But you're going to have to pick fantastically because you're not going to be picking until the 3rd round for the next couple of years.
But they've had 6 years now of how many first round draft picks did the Jets have last year? 6?
Mm-hmm. First 4.
4.
So again, how do you fill those holes?
Right.
If you're not
with veterans that aren't going to require as much. On 1 or 2 year contracts.
All right, so let's look at this.
Remember when the Nets brought James Harden in, and I said they'll never win a championship. This is never. Trust me, this is not going to.
But work. James Harden went to Philly, and he's looking pretty damn good.
Right. So when Aaron Rodgers goes to New England after this, I'll be fucking thrilled for them.
There you go. Just really quick, I'm going to run this.
I will say this: they should health. Assuming health, they should come in second in the AFC East.
Yeah, I agree.
Behind Buffalo or Miami?
Behind Buffalo.
Because
Miami, I think, too, is another concussion away from having to retire.
Yeah, but then they're going to have Mike White.
Yeah, and he'll be here for the first game he plays. And
by the way, I don't want to even discuss this, but what Miami should be doing is signing Lamar Jackson. Anyway, on to the next.
Yeah. All right, hold on. I'm trying to say something here. Hold on, really quick. I'll just go back over quarterback. Sorry, really quick.
I cut you off.
It's all good. No, it's all good. The Jets drafted Joe Namath in the first round with the first pick in 1965. All right, just first and second round picks of quarterbacks. All right. I'm not even going to talk about quarterbacks who were picked in the late rounds. It doesn't matter. Second pick in the 1969 draft, Al Woodall.
Great career.
Great career, right?
Not in the NFL, but
right.
Went on to run
car
dealership, several car dealerships.
Oh, that's right. The car dealerships in Flint, Michigan.
Right, exactly. First round, 6th pick overall in 1976.
I don't know.
Pete, this is for
Ken
Pete.
O'Brien.
No. 76, this is. Richard Todd.
Oh, Todd, that's what I meant.
Richard Todd. All right. Just scrolling up a little bit more. The next time they took a quarterback in the first or second round was 1983. First round, 24th pick overall.
Chad Pennington.
No. Ken O'Brien. He just said it. All right.
Who's better? Who's probably the Jets' best quarterback of all time?
Above Namath, you think?
Namath won a Super Bowl, and he'll go down in the lore of the Jets for that. But he didn't have a great career.
There you go. The next
his numbers were not.
His numbers were not. No,
he's still the best though because he won.
Right. 1991 second round, Browning Nagel,
who went on to play for a number of teams, didn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Then poorly, but yeah.
As is the case.
Yeah. A number of names on this list have done that very same thing.
You could say that sentence after almost all of these. Yeah. Well, they went on to be really shitty for a lot of teams.
Yeah. Wasn't just the Jets they sucked.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, it was just the Jets they signed. Yeah.
It was a legitimate bad pick.
It gets better as
they were just bad for the Jets. It
gets better as we get into the most current path.
First round, 18th pick overall in the 2000 draft. They picked
Keyshawn Johnson.
Come on.
He was the best quarterback on that team.
You need to say the name.
Chad
Pennington. There you go.
Yeah. I would say he's the best Jets quarterback.
He went on to be mediocre for a couple teams too.
Mediocre. Yeah. 2006 draft, second round, 49th pick overall, Kellen Clemens.
Yeah, we're not.
That was
We're not going to hold that against Kellen Clemens.
All right. 2009 draft, first round, 5th pick overall,
Chad Pennington
Jr.
Yeah, right.
2009.
Yeah, Mark Sanchez.
Okay, yeah.
And look, Sanchez was okay.
Right.
Sanchez took him to the AFC Championship game.
No, he wasn't.
Twice.
Okay. He was bad.
Twice. That's right. Twice.
He was put on a great team after playing 10 games in
with
college.
a ridiculous defense. So that helped.
Right. Played on a fantastic team in college.
We remember the butt fumble, but he was way better than Chad Pennington.
Mm-hmm.
He was. Oh my God, sacrilege! Should be burned at the stake.
2013 second round, 39th pick overall.
2013.
Mm-hmm.
Bubby Brister.
No.
Was he drafted by the Jets? No.
Yeah. That would be Geno Smith.
Oh, okay, right.
Bryce,
that was first round?
Second round.
No, oh, yeah. No, second round. Okay.
Good pick though for a second round quarterback.
All right. Second, I'm only doing first and second round. Like Bryce Petty was drafted in the 2015 as fourth round. Yeah. Second round, 2016 draft.
Chad Pennington.
Sam Bradford.
No.
Sam Bradford Donaldson.
Second round,
Josh
2016. Donaldson. Christian Hackenberg.
Yeah, how nobody knows that.
First round, 3rd pick overall in 2018. Sam Bradford.
Who's gone on to be really bad for a lot of teams.
He's gone on to be really bad.
Well, getting another chance. Where did I just read?
He's going to San Francisco. He's in San Francisco.
Yeah.
There you go.
He's going to be a 3rd stringer in San Francisco.
And 2021 first round, 2nd pick overall, Mr. Zach Wilson. So there you go. So yeah, they've drafted quarterbacks.
None of them were only one.
None of them were quarterbacks for that matter.
Geno Smith.
Well, Geno.
They've drafted quarterbacks in the 1st and 2nd round, or any round for that matter. Very piss poorly.
Let's run a quick
but so have other teams.
How many did you list? Is that 8?
Yeah,
8
since what year?
19 since Joe Montana. Since Joe Namath.
Mm-hmm. It's terrible. It's absolutely terrible.
And God knows they've had some good chances to draft quarterbacks.
And look, you could go.
And there's only been like 2 or 3 quarterbacks drafted in the later rounds, which materialized to nothing. So they've all their quarterback play has been through trades. Neil O'Donnell, Vinny Testaverde.
Joe Namath had 2 good years and won a Super Bowl. This is what you're asking for. This is the Jets. This is the way of sports. Just do it. Go all in and then suck for a couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Just go all in. Go all in. See if Gronk's available. Just get them all. Get John Hanna out of retirement. Let him play right guard. Just do it. Come on. I'm rooting for him. I'm going to become a Jets fan. I get 17 of them. So when the one gets injured, you can just throw another one in there. Just get them all.
There you go.
Just get them all. Ronnie Lott, bring them back. Come on.
I'm sure that you could probably get Tony Gonzalez to play.
So stop drafting quarterbacks if you're the New York Jets.
Yeah,
right.
Just trade for it.
The Jets, they're going to get everybody in free agency the way you should.
Trade or bring free agency
the way you should.
Right. So anyway, all right. Switch to the Giants really quick. They signed tight end Darren Waller.
Who hasn't played in 2 years?
Well, no, he played last year. Played 11 games last year, and he got hurt.
Yeah, he can't stay on the field.
Last year, that was it. He had 2 Pro Bowl seasons. Last year, 2 years before that,
he was hurt the year before. He was hurt the year before that too.
Yeah, for like a game or 2. He had 2 Pro Bowl seasons, and then he had
2 Pro Bowl seasons for more than 2 years ago. Will be 3 years ago now.
Right. So, look, if he can stay on the field, and it's a hammy, right? If he can stay on the field and keep his hamstring healthy,
well, once they're cured, you never have problems with them again.
Not at all. Never.
Hamstring? Yeah, please.
Easy.
Couple weeks and you're as good as new.
Good as gold. There you go. Right as rain. What do you think about? So clearly, you're not a big fan of that signing there, Harry. I'm gonna say
it's the Giants. I mean, they're just.
Was that their most pressing issue?
The Giants are going to have to play their best football to repeat what they did last year, because they need receivers. Obviously, they need a tight end. I guess
there's talk about Adam Thielen.
That'd be a good signing for them.
Would be a good signing. They signed last week. They signed linebacker Bobby Okereke.
Bobby Brist.
Yeah,
his real name or
Bobby Okereke.
Yeah, this is what Giants fans are excited about.
He was on the Colts. He's a great linebacker.
The Jets are getting Alan Lazard and Aaron Rodgers, and we got Bucky Babrecki and
Bucky Babrecki
and a tight end from the Raiders who hasn't played. Cool. Excellent.
All right.
And we're committed to Daniel Jones for 4 more years or 5 more years.
Yeah, the Raiders who are
committed to Daniel Jones for 2 years.
The Raiders who are bringing in Jimmy G and going, we don't want that tight end anymore.
Yeah.
That should be a red flag right there. Because the tight end, the game
is Jimmy G going to
doesn't really use tight ends.
Apparently, well, hold on. Whatchamacallit? Darren Waller married the basketball player on the Vegas WNBA team. What's her name? Lisa's something like that.
Lisa
Swoops.
Walter? No, Lisa Leslie.
Lisa Leslie.
I gotta find it.
Actually, I think she's retired now.
But in any event, whatchamacallit? Somebody RG3 is like a maniac on Twitter. That's all he does is tweet all day. I think that's his job now, right? But
he doesn't have anything else to do.
All right. So he tweeted. He's like, whatchamacallit? So he said something along. I'm paraphrasing something along the lines of, he gets Darren Waller gets married to whatever her name is, and Josh McDaniels decides as a wedding gift he's going to trade him to the New York Giants, and she, the wife, replied to the tweet, says it's probably because he wasn't invited to the wedding.
Josh McDaniel or her husband? Josh McDaniel was not invited to the wedding. So he traded him. That sounds about right.
Yeah, it sounds about right. So anyway, well, you know what? There's been a lot of other stuff. There's this too. You heard the big news out of Pete, your NFC team today, right?
Yeah.
The Zeke era is over.
Yeah.
Where's Zeke going to go?
And this was the post that they put up too. Breaking Cowboys releasing Ezekiel Elliott.
I don't think he's ever been out of shape.
So,
he looks good.
That's how I'm looking these days after losing 20 pounds.
There you go. Right. That was sent to me by a Dallas fan before.
Well, listen, if his days of running back are over, he could become a lineman with that physique.
This is true. Well, he wasn't a lineman in that game.
I mean, you want to talk about franchises that like to walk a tightrope, right? You've got Pollard coming back off a season-ending injury, and Elliott, he hasn't been the same of late. He's only I think he has third most yards in Cowboys history. Behind a couple of good guys, So, all right, the Zeke era is over. Someone else will go get him.
It's going to be Pollard,
and he'll probably have something of a resurgence. If he finds the right place where he doesn't have to be the featured back.
I think you're right.
He'll go someplace.
He'll probably go to Kansas.
Have a nice year.
He'll go to Kansas City and win a Super Bowl.
Right.
Probably, yeah. I mean, didn't he have like 12 touchdowns last year or something like that?
Or he'll wind up on Philly.
Can't you picture him on Kansas?
You get rid of him because he can't, break 40-yarders anymore. Fine.
Yeah. Or Miami or
right. All right, so you got Jimmy G went to the Raiders.
Yeah, bring us up to speed.
Derek Carr went to New Orleans. Went to the Saints. Mike White went to Miami.
Yep.
Whatchamacallit? The Jawan Taylor, Jags offensive tackle, went to the Chiefs.
I mean, this is the difference between the Chiefs and the Giants. Mm-hmm. They just got. I mean, wasn't he a Pro Bowler last year, Jawan Taylor?
Yeah,
probably.
So they just added a Pro Bowl offensive lineman to a Super Bowl winning team.
Right.
And
right.
And we got Lisa Lesbie's.
Whose weakness last year was their offensive line because of injuries.
Right. Yeah,
like, we'll he's not even going to start.
No, they're just going to save him for the
He's a Pro Bowl
Super Bowl.
backup.
You rest
for when somebody gets hurt.
Come in when we need you. That's it.
Yeah, we're going to run, 35.
But their offense isn't going to be the same without what's his name.
Bills linebacker Tremaine Edmonds went to the Bears.
Yeah, Bears making some interesting moves.
Why aren't we talking about the Bears?
Let's talk about that. Bears traded the number 1 pick to Carolina for the next 75 first-round picks.
I think the Bears are doing a smart thing.
No, they are. They didn't need a quarterback, and they're going to wind up getting the ninth overall pick anyway. Yeah. And they got DJ Moore. They automatically get a weapon for a good weapon for Justin Fields. And they get two first rounders and a couple of third rounders and something else.
I think that's highway robbery.
It definitely was. They got a steal for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Proven Carolina top 20 receiver and a couple.
Carolina's going to take they're going to take CJ Stroud. They're going to take the kid
Bryce
from
Young.
Alabama, Bryce Young, probably. Young. So they're going to run with the quarterbacks.
This kid from Kentucky is coming up on everybody's list too, just because everybody's got a little bit of concern about Bryce Young's height and size. But
we'll do it.
Hey, that's the guy that did phenomenal things at the combine, and
right. Yep.
And people went, he threw like 50% of his passes were complete, and he's maybe not such a great quarterback, but he jumped really high and he ran really fast.
Yeah, so that's a good thing.
So that's a project.
So Sam Darnold went to, as we said, to San Francisco.
Correct me if I'm wrong. He's going to be a third string quarterback, right?
Well, yeah, he's going to be behind. Well, it depends on
behind a very, very contentious starting.
He's just going to sit there and go, "All right, you guys have fun.
You guys should fist fight. That's how you should settle it." He's going to be egging them on. How about like knives and belts in the parking lot after practice?
He'll be a backup at some point, though, because one of those guys will get hurt. So.
It depends on whatchamacallit's. I forgot his name. Brock Purdy's surgery.
Purdy's he's going to have surgery on his shoulder, and Trey Lance has played 4 games in the last 2 years,
and that's it. So you never know. Couple things I didn't.
Bradford Darnold could be in week 6.
Right.
How good does Jimmy Garoppolo feel about himself, knowing that the 49ers chose Sam Darnold over him?
Well, I'm sure he realizes that he was going to command a little bit more money than the ham sandwich that the 49ers are going to pay for Sam Darnold.
Maybe.
Yeah.
All right. Whatchamacallit? Stephon Gilmore went to the Cowboys from the Colts. Andy Dalton is on the
asking people if they want fries with that.
That's right. Andy Dalton is.
No, he's going to Carolina Panthers.
Wow, that is just a graveyard for quarterbacks.
Well,
you know what?
Obviously, they're not going to throw whoever they draft. They're not going to throw them to the wolves.
Yeah,
but have Andy Dalton there for a year to groom them, and then.
But since Cam Newton,
that's the way it should be.
How horrible has Carolina been? It's like the Redskins or the Commanders, whatever they are. I don't know if there's been any place worse for quarterbacks.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Where did Heineke go again? From Washington.
I'll have to look that up.
Did he go to the Vikings?
Maybe. Baker Mayfield went to the Bucks. Obviously,
is he going to start?
The Bucks. You never know.
He's going to back up Tom Brady.
Jordan Poyer staying in Buffalo. This was shocking, actually. Jamal
Atlanta.
Oh, he went to Atlanta. Yeah, you're right. This was shocking.
Matt Ryan was cut.
Jamal Williams is going to the Saints. He did great for the Lions. They couldn't keep him.
Yeah.
I mean, how much are they in cap hell or what? I don't know. Then he was an amazing running back. He set a record for touchdowns by a running back. Beat Barry Sanders' record last year, and they couldn't keep him. That was very weird.
By the way, Taylor Heineke's birthday today.
Happy birthday, Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, happy birthday.
There you go. Fletcher Cox is staying in
Bunch
Philly.
of Cox is staying.
Fletcher Cox is staying in Philly.
That's your Cox.
Bunch of Cox.
Oh, Fletcher. I thought you said Betcher.
I thought he said a bunch
Betcher
of
Cox. He's staying. Who?
Betcher Cox. That's a very Philly thing to say, too. I bet you cock.
Exactly. I bet you Cocky's staying in Philly now.
Jason Kelsey, bet you Cox. He's staying right where he is.
He is.
In
He's staying
Boston,
another
they
year.
say, I'll bet my cock. In Philly, they bet your cock.
There you go. Jason Kelsey staying in Philly another year.
Yeah.
But I was shocked that Jamal Williams won. That was actually shocking to me. I'm
What
shocked.
position does he play?
Running back.
Yeah,
Colts,
so that's
Colts,
why.
The Colts are just. I mean, they're worse than the Giants.
Well, it was the Lions he was on.
Oh, he was on. That's right. I meant.
Yeah.
But the
They're
Colts
up and
got.
coming, but you don't need a running back to be up and coming anymore.
I guess not. All right. What should we call it? So, all right. Well, that's pretty much a rundown of the free agents. There. There was another.
So
picture
Beckham is still
Share.
out there. Orlando Brown is still out there. There's a bunch of kind of undersized.
Yeah, I had
speedy-
that.
Here's the question I have for you guys, though: is what it doesn't have to be a long explanation. You think Lamar Jackson's going to play this year? And if so, where?
He keeps acting like. I mean, would they guarantee him? Did they guarantee him $133 million?
133, yeah.
And he said no. He's been injured for lengthy periods, both of the last 2 seasons, and clearly his legs are getting weaker. Why would you walk away from that money?
I'd give it to him. If I'm Lamar Jackson,
be there.
I want to call him and go, look, you obviously don't have an agent. For 1/5 of just your signing bonus, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. You should go sign with the Miami Dolphins.
Oh, there you go.
I mean, imagine Lamar Jackson on the Dolphins. It's a perfect fit. Anyway,
I'm trying to look at this, but it's not giving me.
It's not giving you Lamar Jackson's phone number.
It's not giving me Lamar Jackson. I was going to call him and find out what the hell's going on. But
hey, Lamar, come on.
Here we go. This is what I wanted. Right here. Here we go. So Derek Carr is at the top of the list, money-wise, free agency, $150 million for 4 years with New Orleans. Jimmy Garoppolo, Las Vegas. Taylor Heineke, Atlanta. Andy Dalton, Carolina. Jarrett Stidham is in Denver by you now. Left Las Vegas. Jacoby Brissett is staying in Cleveland. They gave him a 1-year, $8 million deal.
Why wouldn't you?
Mike White went to Miami. Case Keenum is now in Houston. He left Buffalo and went to Houston. Sam Darnold is in San Francisco. We said Baker Mayfield in Tampa Bay. Nick Mullins is stayed in Minnesota.
Is he a punter?
No. So there's a lot of free agent quarterbacks available. Carson Wentz is available. Matt Ryan is available. Tom Brady is available. Marcus Mariota is available. Teddy Bridgewater is available. Mason Rudolph's available. Joe Flacco's available. Blaine Gabbert's available. Chase Daniel, Drew Lock, Brendan Allen, Josh Johnson.
There's a list of guys who have no business, with the exception of maybe Bridgewater, have no business playing on any NFL team.
And there's
the only one up worthwhile on that list is it retired.
Cooper Rush, Gardner Minshew.
Gardner Minshew. Remember how the hipsters fell in love with the Southern hipsters fell in love with him a couple of years ago?
Yep. What should we call it? So let's look at the available wide receivers.
Oh.
Here we go.
Slayton's available.
There we go. Alan Lazard signed. Jacoby Myers in Las Vegas. Juju Smith-Schuster is now in New England. Went to New England.
Yep. That's right.
Robert Woods is in Houston. Deontay Hardy is in Buffalo. Ashton Dulin is stayed in Indianapolis. Noah Brown is in Houston. Philip Dorsett went to the Raiders. So you still have available players at the top of the list. Kenny Golladay.
That worked out well.
That worked out well, right? Adam Thielen, Robbie Anderson. Robbie Anderson wouldn't be a bad receiver.
Bring it back to the Jets.
Nelson Aguilar, DJ Chark, Randall Cobb, Marvin Jones, Julio Jones, Byron Pringle.
Is this list by age? Yeah.
I know. Jarvis Landry, Cam Sims.
Jarvis Landry. Now there you go.
There you go. What you call it? Olamide Zacchaeus.
Yeah, sure.
There you go. Jamison Crowder. Sammy Watkins is available.
Doesn't he play for the Milwaukee Bucks?
Yeah, but the Bucks. Yeah, he was on the Bucks. McCole Hardman. Now, here's the thing. McCole Hardman, the Giants have been connected to McCole Hardman as well from Kansas City.
He was on Falcon Crest, wasn't he?
He was on Falcon Crest before the Chiefs. Yes. Yes. He was on he was whatchamacallit. So Richie James is available. He was on the Giants, but I guess they're not
a receiver.
We're kind of down a rabbit hole here, guys.
Yeah, no, I'm just looking to see if there's T.Y. Hilton's available. So there's a few, and the bottom of the list, Odell Beckham. So there you go.
I don't think Odell's going to be at the bottom of everybody's list.
No, I don't believe at the bottom of this list he was.
Right.
So there, I mean, there's a lot of. I'm going to keep this up. I'm going to look at this later, but there's a lot of
some aging guys who used to be really good, and
but you can get a couple of years out of though. You can give a 1 or a 2 year contract to a couple of these guys, and they might be able to do something for you.
Yeah, but you don't want to. The things you don't want to count on them.
No,
a lot of number threes on that list,
right? But I mean, really... Adam Thielen is a number. Can be, I mean, at least a number 2.
Yeah, no, Thielen.
Oh, he's a number 2, and he had Jefferson next to him.
Yeah. Right. Whatchamacallit? Robbie Anderson is still viable. He's only 29. Nelson Aguilar's only 29. So there's a few guys on this list that are definitely signable. You know, Julio Jones is probably he's definitely oldest on the list, but
he didn't do much the last couple.
He didn't do much list, yeah. So, but in any event, I still think there's going to be plenty of time for them to go out and sign a couple of decent ones. I mean, it just started. Really, free agency is only 5.5 hours old right now. So it's not like we're
started today.
Started at 4:00, so 4:00 Eastern. So anyway, all right. Let's wrap up football. What do you think?
Mm-hmm.
I believe you're right. A couple of MLB notes. I want Harry's opinion on the Yankees with Rodon now missing time, and of course, what's the other pitcher? Is it Frankie Munoz?
No, what's his name?
Yeah,
they got
the actor
Montas.
Montas. I was kidding.
Yeah, Montas. I hope he stays on the IR. I think it was the worst signing the Yankees have done in forever, and I think he's useless. Rodon, I was hot on. That's who I wanted them to get at the All-Star at the trade deadline last year. Look, it sounds like he's going to be back. It sounds like it's not even going to be that late. I just hope that better now than later.
Rodon right now, it's his forearm, and he's expected to be out till at least April 18th.
Yeah, which is fine.
Right.
Yeah. Rodon obviously has a history of injury, but forearm, okay. I'm all right with this. The Yankees have had a lot of injuries to their starting pitching over the course of the last couple of years. If the Yankees starting pitching can remain healthy, at least 90% of it, then they'll be okay. Montas will probably be back too.
Montas is expected to be. It's his shoulder is expected to be out till at least July 14th.
Good. Keep him out the whole year.
All right.
He's horrible. He's horrible.
Luis Gil is expected to be out until at least July 14th.
Right, and that's a big loss.
Nestor Cortez is questionable for the start of the season. Hamstring.
Right. Yeah, and that's a blower. It's okay.
I mean, that's 3 or 4 of your.
He was starting to show some wear and tear towards the end of last year. That was the most he's ever pitched by far in his career.
Well, it's his
and he had a great year.
Unfortunately, it's his hamstring. It's not a shoulder or an elbow.
Yeah, exactly. The Yankees have enough of some plug and play in their starting rotation to start the season. Get healthy. If they can have Rodon's really the one that I care about. Gil would be a bonus. Nestor. Obviously you need Cole, Nestor, and Rodon for the Yankees to have any shot in hell. You need those 3 guys, and they need to average 14 wins. You need to get almost 40 wins out of those guys.
Right.
maybe more. And if they can, then I think you could fill in with some of the other guys as a bonus.
You got.
So I'm a little bit concerned about their middle relief, which has always been, it's the best, it's the best, it's the best. A lot of injuries there last year, and then we'll see who's going to be the closer. So
there's a couple of relief pitchers too. Lou Trevino is expected to be out until at least May.
That's what I'm saying. They've got
Tommy Kahnle, his bicep issue is going to be out until at least April 15th.
Yeah. So the Yankees are going to have to bring some young arms up and maybe lean a little bit more on a 4-man rotation, for the first month or so. And look, Cole traditionally does not start off great. I mean, getting out of the gate, the Yankees starting pitching is, it would be nice to be able to lean on a full staff, because that's what they did last year and it helped. But I see them having a little bit of a rough start to the season, but we'll see. The bottom of their lineup still sucks. It has nothing to do with injuries. It's just they suck. Right. The bottom half of their lineup is horrible. So, but Rodon, please take your time and get better.
One other note away from pitching for the Yankees. Just a question for you. Harrison Bader out with an oblique until at least April 22nd.
Yeah, I mean,
so what's your? I mean,
I like Harrison Bader was a surprise. I mean, I sort of liked the pickup. He was the only person who hit the ball in the playoffs. He's an alternative to what the Yankees are loaded with, which is high risk, high reward, swing and miss or power guys. Yeah. And Bader's a good outfielder. He obviously changes the dynamic in the outfield and relieves Judge of having to play center field, and maybe even allows Judge to DH a few games if they can get some of these younger guys in there. A lot of questions on the Yankees. We're going to see if some of these young guys can actually come up and perform. And then the Oswaldos and Oswaldo Breras of the world, we'll see that, he can play third, left, right, center. It doesn't play any of them
at the same time.
Yeah. He's like Bugs Bunny, but not that great. Right. So we'll see. It's I think a lot of question marks on the Yankees. DJ LeMahieu's healthy. That helps the top of the lineup. See if he can get through a whole season. We'll see.
Well, our show 2 weeks from tonight is the day before opening day, and whatchamacallit, we'll have our annual day before opening day. Not lengthy, but all baseball. It's gonna be all baseball. So
yeah, it's weird. It's weird to see preseason games already on. Doesn't seem like it's time yet.
Exactly. So, but in any event, yeah, we'll do that 2 weeks from today. So, all right, let's switch things to basketball just for a second.
Oh wait, what do you think about the kid who's getting the contract with the Tigers?
Kid getting the contract with the Tigers.
Elaborate. The pitcher from Nicaragua. He struck out Juan Soto and Julio Rodriguez and Rafael Devers.
Oh, right. I did hear that earlier. Yeah.
Ending a physical, the Tigers are signing. Hebert, I think his name is.
Bobby Hebert.
Bobby Hebert.
Duque Hebert.
Duque Hebert.
That's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Good for him.
El Duque Hebert.
Yeah, he looks just like El Duque. He also lies about his age. He's 40. The kid, he's 42.
Well, supposedly he's 21. And
if he's an El Duque, then he's not 21.
Right.
Right. Good for him, though.
Yeah, that's great. I didn't hear about that.
Yeah. Came up, had a great inning. A heck of a changeup, apparently. Like he struck everybody out on a changeup. And Tigers are like, yep, let's get this kid a physical and
sign him.
That's how good the Tigers. That's how good the Tigers scouting team is.
Yeah.
Saw this kid on ESPN3. I think he's pretty good.
They had the Ocho on for lunch.
Right.
And they saw this kid.
He's
on Nicaraguan, but he's got a French name.
That's right.
Perfect for Detroit.
Perfect for Detroit. Exactly. All right. All right. A little basketball. John Morant suspension. Let's talk about that for a minute. What do you think, Harry?
How many games is it?
It is 8 games, but it's going to count games he already missed. So,
Not surprised. Look, he went for counseling. Now, he went to visit his lawyer in Florida.
It's suspended for 8 games.
He met with Adam Silver. Met with Adam Silver today. I forgot Adam Silver was alive. I mean, John Morant's actions have been pretty horrific for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
And, taking a gun on a plane illegally, then carrying it in a strip club here in Denver after a loss to the Nuggets. And then
was he wearing sweatpants though?
I have no idea. He didn't shoot himself in the toe.
Mm-hmm.
And then, there's allegations of him pulling a gun out on a young kid. Look, I hope that maybe some sort of reality check has been levied, and maybe he has come to some sort of understanding that his actions are pretty ridiculous.
Yeah. Well,
but this is a guy who said he could beat Jordan one-on-one.
Yeah. This
so
now maybe.
Well, yeah, but I just don't know. I'm not about admitting. Not about admitting. Yeah. It doesn't surprise me that he'll be back on Monday playing basketball, though. This is the NBA now.
The suspension actually stems from an Instagram live video from that Denver nightclub.
It wasn't a nightclub. It was called Shotgun Willie's. It's a strip club.
Well, it's a nightclub in the
gentleman's club.
Maybe
Glendale
to get in,
and the Glendale police decided not to press any charges. He also had the gun in Denver, meaning that he took it on a flight, which is against NBA rules, to bring it on a plane.
Also, I believe against federal aviation rules.
Right.
You would think.
But look, it doesn't surprise me.
But he's John Morant.
Yeah, he's John Morant. And you know what? I have a feeling that we'll see. He'll probably be on his best behavior for the rest of this season. And
then slip back into John Morant.
We'll be hearing about John Morant again.
Mm-hmm. Pete, your opinion?
Well, a couple of things that puzzle me about this. Number one, why has someone along the way sat down with this kid and said, "What the fuck are you doing? Enough with the gangster bullshit."
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's idiotic and you don't need it.
He went to a private school.
Yeah. He went to isn't his real name like Eugene or something?
That's right. Like Eugene L. Rosenberg.
Yeah.
The third.
So again, I was
Morant.
Talking about
Eugene L. Rosenberg the third Morant.
Yeah, talking about the pat down for the kid from Alabama, the basketball player, and why did not the coaches sit the team down and say, "Not enough of it"?
Right.
Somewhere along the way. Now, look, that team, I believe, is full of young kids. I think I read the other day they don't have a player aged 30 or older.
OKC or Alabama?
No, on
the Grizzlies.
On the Grizzlies, I meant, yeah.
On the Grizzlies, yeah. So it's a bunch of young kids running around, and did no one see that? I mean, you've talked about the incidents that have happened before. At some point, somebody needs to sit down with this kid, or should have already. I think is the point I'm making.
And they probably have.
Maybe, but if they have, then
the
hammer should be dropped on him by the NBA, and he should not be being let off by the cops.
No.
Because how is he ever going to learn
right.
that this behavior is not only not acceptable, but it's self-destructive if it doesn't affect his career? And money is not. He's got more money than God.
Money's not a deterrent.
So it's again. This is.
I think you're right.
Young kid.
I think the Grizzlies. I think the Grizzlies were hoping the NBA would come down harder on him.
Maybe. Why aren't they coming down harder on him? Because
the NBA
star.
Oh, you're suspended for. Well, yeah, they could, but they can't.
Right.
Because, I mean.
Right. Yeah. We know. His name is Demetrius Jamel Morant.
No, not quite Eugene, but
Well, Ja's a little easier to spell.
Jamel Kirk.
Yeah.
Look, he's an incredible talent, and that's why. I mean, but
he's proof positive, right?
He is a grade A asshole.
Yeah,
he's immature. I mean, how old is Ja Morant? 22?
23.
23.
He'll be 24 in.
That's what I'm saying. And he's in an environment full of young kids, and they're all making millions of dollars. What's the league minimum in the NBA?
Yeah, I mean, he's
exactly right. It's
15 million,
somewhere around $1 million or whatever. At least I don't know. Who knows? Whatever. Even if it's 500,000 a year, it's still a boatload of money.
I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and say, hey, look, maybe he did go somewhere and talk to somebody and have a reality check. I'm going to wipe the slate clean and say, go for it. You got your chance. You got your chance now. You can be one of the biggest stars in the NBA. And you can either choose to take that and become just another,
the least
amount, or you can really step it up and become something special.
The least amount that can be offered to a rookie is just shy of $1 million a year.
Yeah.
The least that a rookie can make in the NBA is just shy of $1 million a year. $953,000.
He's also making money on endorsements but he has lost a lot of money because there was other things that were supposed to come out. And look, he's trying to show some remorse. Hey, look, at least he's saying the right things. Nowadays. That's a step in the right direction. It's more than you get from a lot of other people.
Well, right. So. Yeah. See, but this is the lowering of the bar.
Absolutely.
Right? Does anyone believe that he's what is he doing? Is he engaged in any community programs? Is he giving up his guns? Is he coming out against carrying guns on a fucking plane? Is he doing something to try and influence these young kids?
Ja Morant's making $10 million a year.
Yeah.
Which I'll tell you.
The veteran minimum, but 10-year veteran minimum is just shy of $3 million a year.
He signed a 4-year.
We're lowering the bar. We're lowering the bar and going, well, at least he's saying the right things. And
I agree. I think that both the Grizzlies and the NBA, and look, maybe some. I don't know. I just don't know. But the NBA, since David Stern has left, has just. They've kind of caved in. They just don't want to be disciplinarians. They just don't.
Nope.
So
right. So how's anybody going to learn?
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to learn that you have to say the right things and you have to be good for a while.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get back to, he was showing the gun on Instagram. And the other thing is you go, well, at least he didn't shoot anybody. Well, that shouldn't be the bar where now we're going to drop the hammer because he put a bullet in somebody, whether it's himself or somebody else.
Based on his outside shooting, it would have been really bad.
Yeah, that is true.
But just taking the gun out in a crowded club and then you're filming it on Instagram. You should be punished for the stupidity of putting it on Instagram
for trouble.
Yeah. So it's all right until it goes wrong.
Exactly.
Right.
And the consequences could end up being worse for somebody else than him if he's the one holding the gun. So, but like I said, the athlete is king, and we all love a comebacks or a second chance. So,
right. I guess.
It depends. The country as a whole does.
It's subjective.
Yeah.
So we'll let's really quick. What do you? I gotta ask because it involves the two of you. All right, and I'm gonna ask Pete first. Pete, how did you feel about the Nets win in Denver the other
night? Denver's kind of struggling right now. They're in a bit of a slump,
and the Nets are playing good ball. Other than they lost last night, but they've been playing pretty good ball.
The Nets are playing good ball, even when they don't win. They're it's going to take a little while.
They're a good defensive team right now.
Yeah, they're like they have to learn how to play basketball without a couple of superstars on the team, and that's I think what Jacques Vaughn is Jacques Vaughn is trying to teach them. It's going to take a little while.
Your name
to
is
do that,
Jacques
Jacques.
Vaughn.
And I hope he gets an opportunity to do that. I think he's doing a good job so far. So yeah, it's. I mean, they're enjoyable to watch. You know, even when they're missing shots, they're playing good ball and they're getting good looks, and they're starting to play some defense. But they have to, you know, the rest of the team, the guys that are still there, they have to kind of unlearn what they've been doing at various times over the past few seasons, right? Because they don't have a Kevin Durant or a Kyrie to defer to, even though those guys weren't on the court for a lot, you know, or James Harden for that matter. So it's like, well, who's going to step up? And they're actually playing team ball. It's kind of enjoyable to watch.
Sure.
You know, they don't. They've got good players, but you know, I don't know. Give them some time. Give them some time, and then maybe bring in a couple of big names and make a run at something.
Exactly.
It's good to watch. I hope they continue on the path they're on.
There you go.
Like I said, the Nuggets are in a little bit of a slump, so they're still a good team. But
yeah, they've had they beat the Grizzlies, and they've had 4 games where I think it's a combination of some nagging injuries, and I think they're trying to. I think it's a little bit of let's get to the playoff syndrome, but yeah, Celtics and the Nuggets have not been.
Yeah,
Celtics
have
been far worse than the Nuggets. I mean, the Nuggets. It's rare to see the Nuggets lose more than 2 games in a row, and they've lost 4 in a row now, including a really bad loss to the Spurs. You know, they lost to Toronto at home. Jamal Murray was kind of nursing an injury. You know, Toronto is at home. I could sort of see that, but yeah, the Nuggets need to step it back up. I'm a little concerned, but not that concerned. What I am concerned about is that I think there's some other teams turning on the juice a little bit, and the West is going to be really hard to get through. And I will say this, having watched a number of games over the past week or so, Giannis Antetokounmpo is the best tight end in the NBA.
He is. He's a really good tight end. I mean, almost as good as, Bavaro was.
He's way better than Bavaro.
No, well, almost as good as Bavaro was, an NBA player.
I think you got to look at the Bucks as the favorite to win the East, and maybe the favorite to win another championship if they continue to play the way they have been playing. They got better. They've gotten deeper. You're getting a great play out of Brook Lopez and Joe Ingles. You got Middleton back. Holiday could, arguably be a candidate for Defensive Player of the Year. You got Jay Crowder, who's hitting threes, and they're big. They're kind of set up to almost play anybody that they can. The Celtics are not looking like world beaters. The Sixers are not very deep. And in the West, look, yeah, of course, yeah, we'll see. KD's hurt again. He broke his toothpick or sprained his toothpick in warm-ups. I'll tell you one team, and I can't stand them, and I hate them, and I think they've ruined the NBA. But, man, Steph Curry's getting hot again.
Yeah.
Watch out for Golden State. I do not want to play Now, Golden State could be playing Memphis in the first round. That'd be good.
Yeah, what's the over-under on the scores of those games?
I'll tell you what, Golden State's playing
260.
Yeah, the other night I watched Golden State come back and beat the Bucks. Now, Giannis didn't play, but Steph Curry's defense won them that game in overtime.
Yeah.
Steph Curry's defense.
Steph Curry has defense?
Yeah. Yeah. That's what's dangerous. And Klay Thompson's having maybe his best year in 7-8 years.
Yeah, Thompson's absolutely.
So they're not deep, and I think they got some matchup problems. But in today's NBA, if Klay Thompson and Steph Curry are shooting like they are right now, hard to beat.
Hard to beat. All right. Speaking of shooting now, or shooting.
We're going back to John Morant.
No. Well, he didn't shoot. He just carried.
Yeah.
Wanted to talk about a little basketball craziness that's happening now. You could call it's like maddening.
Did Fairleigh Dickinson win?
Is St. Peter's back in?
I think they did.
I'm going to preface anything we say right now by I have no fucking clue. That's how crazy and how much parity there is in college basketball this year. I've heard professional sports people on ESPN going, I have no idea. I have no clue. Toss a coin. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You guys tell me who do you have coming out of this?
Winning?
Yeah.
Well, that's what I figured we'd talk about.
Yeah.
Just pull up the bracket here. Hold on one second. Pull up the actual bracket, not just a list of the games. Where the hell is this friggin' thing?
There are going to be some games here in Denver, I think, next weekend.
Okay.
Let's see. Well, let's see. Fairleigh Dickinson did win. Arizona State is kicking the crap out of Nevada right now.
Yeah, which is crazy, right?
These are the play-in games. So Fairleigh Dickinson gets to play. Who do they get to play? They get to play Purdue.
Purdue, yeah. There it is.
And Arizona State would end up playing TCU if they win. Nevada's only down by 19 in the first. Yeah, I think there's been a lot of parity. I think I heard a couple weeks ago there were like 7 or 8 instances of the number one team in the country losing, which, for teams that sometimes go undefeated or have 1 or 2 losses, it was just, and I think a couple of those were actually Purdue. There was some question about whether Purdue was the legitimate number one because they had a couple of losses and this and that. But I don't know.
So
I don't think it's anybody's game. I think that we have our favorites, but
so the number ones are Purdue, Kansas, Houston, and Alabama.
Yep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, maybe it was Alabama that lost a couple of games.
Well, Alabama's
29-5.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, I think they lost a couple of games, and then people were questioning whether, or maybe I don't know, maybe it was Purdue. I don't really follow it until now, anyway. So, but I don't know. I mean, can you really say that boy, the NCAA is going to be crazy this year because there's going to be upsets? Because there's always upsets, at least early on,
right?
But I heard somebody say, one of the pundits was saying, if you're filling out a bracket, make sure you have at least a couple of number ones in your final four, because it's usually a number one that wins it. Despite, we remember the upsets more so perhaps, but, you can go mostly chalk and you'll probably have a better record than if you're trying to be smart and pick the crafty upsets.
And sometimes the number twos. I mean, our number twos are Marquette and UCLA. We've got Texas and Arizona. I mean, Arizona for a while there, people were saying, they're going to win another championship. I don't know. I mean, who do you guys have coming out of in your final four? Did John leave? I guess he left.
Yeah, he left. I don't know. I haven't really filled it out yet. I mean, I guess
I will say this: Duke has won 18 out of their last 19 games, and the one that they lost, they probably should have won because of a bad call. I think Duke, with the bracket that they're in, could outlast Purdue and Kansas State and Marquette. I kind of like Duke making it to the Final Four, and I'm not sold on Kansas. I kind of like Gonzaga, and I'm not sold on Houston.
Gonzaga is not quite the. Oh, you know what? We need to do. Are they for real this week?
Yeah, and I like Alabama. I like Alabama coming out. That's the number one that I'm pretty solid on. I don't know about Houston. I just don't know, but I don't know.
Yeah, Gonzaga's not the darling that
No.
they have been in previous years, or not as much, but they have been coming on strong.
And they've
of course, you
got
get
they've got
hot.
they've got experience. So,
Yeah,
that does
yeah.
matter a little bit, I think, in these tournaments.
Yep.
Anyway, I don't know.
But yeah, I mean, I have not filled out a bracket.
No. If I was put on the spot, I am going to go Alabama. I'm going to go Alabama.
I think I would take
I'm going to go Alabama, Houston, Duke, and Gonzaga.
I would take Alabama.
College of Charleston. College of Charleston could make it to the Big Eight.
I think I'll take Texas in the Midwest.
Yeah, I was leaning towards that as well, to be honest.
I'm gonna go with Kansas in the West.
Yeah, okay.
Because they struggled early and have been coming on. I don't like Purdue though. I think what you're saying about Duke is right, but I hate Duke so much. Man, I'd love to see Marquette win.
Marquette's
I'll take Marquette.
Marquette.
Yeah, I mean they've got Vermont, and then winner of Michigan State, USC, and then Kentucky and Kansas, probably somewhere. I mean, unless you have an upset there. So I like Marquette.
I like somebody other than Purdue, but I think Marquette's a good pick. I think Texas is a good pick too. I don't like Purdue to get to the Final Four. No. All right.
So So when I say Alabama, Texas, Kansas, and Marquette, so 2 1s and 2 2s.
There you go, going out on a limb.
I can't get a whole lot more chalk than that. Anyway, but actually, I have a couple of are they for reals involving the NCAA tournament, so we need to do that tonight.
All right. Well, we've lost one of our co-hosts here to technical difficulties.
Well, let's see. We talked about March Madness. Do our bracket? Are you kidding? That would take forever. We don't have time to do.
Well, not the whole thing, just the
Final Four. Yeah.
Final Four and the winners of that. So
think about the winners of that.
So I got Alabama, Duke. And then I'm going to stick with Houston. Why not? Houston and who did I say? Gonzaga. I got Houston and Alabama with Alabama winning. But I don't know.
Houston and Alabama with Alabama.
Or Duke and Houston. I don't know.
Let's see. Well, I'll have Alabama and Texas. Kansas against Marquette. So I think it's going to be Alabama. I think it's going to be Alabama. I'll take Marquette.
I'm going to go Duke to win it all. I'm going to change that mind. I'm going to go Duke over Houston. When was the last time Houston was in a Final Four?
Duke over Houston. Wow. Uh-huh. Houston, was that Slamma-Jamma?
Yeah, there you go.
Last time, right?
Yeah, I think it was.
Might be.
I think it was.
I don't know. I wonder when I'm going to watch all these games.
I'm not.
All right. Well, let's see. So no 16 upsets, right?
I don't think so. Now 15 and 2, 15 the 2 15s. That's way more of a common upset.
All right, let's look at the 15s here. So we got in the South, we got Furman.
But by the way, there is no St. Peter's this year.
No, we got Furman against Virginia. Oh no, it's a 13. Where's the 15? Oh, Princeton against Arizona. See, that might be the Arizona's always terrible in the tournament, right?
Yeah,
and they're number 2.
Princeton, but this isn't the same Princeton with Bill Bradley, though.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Colgate and against Texas. Yeah, sorry. Colgate.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
All right, let's pick which one we think is the most likely: Vermont over Marquette, or UNC Asheville over UCLA.
I think UNC Asheville over UCLA.
Yeah, I agree. That would be the most likely 15-2 upset, I think.
Yeah.
All right. Let's do the same thing. Let's look at the 8s and 9s.
8. That's always a tough one.
Yeah, that's always
usually the 9s win more than not. So we got Illinois and Arkansas. I like the Illini in that game.
Yeah, I think I do too.
Based on absolutely no knowledge.
Hey, I'm back.
Nope. Hey.
We're
all right, Arkansas, Illinois.
Got technology. All right.
All right. So to recap, John.
Please do.
Pete and I know nothing about any of these teams in the NCAA, but Pete is going with Pete. Remind me, you're going with Alabama, Marquette,
Texas, and
Kansas, and I'm going with Alabama, Houston, Duke, and Gonzaga.
Alabama, Houston, Duke, Ducky, as they say in North Carolina. I'm kidding. And Gonzaga.
And I've got Duke beating Houston in the final.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you mine, which is what I was trying to do.
Pete didn't tell you his who he's got winning.
Hold on.
Oh, I forget.
You have what did you say, Harry? You have who beating who?
I have Duke beating Houston.
Duke beating Houston.
And I have, let's see who's going to, so I have, what did I say before?
You said you had Alabama beating,
was it Kansas?
Gonzaga.
No, you have Gonzaga.
No, Kansas. I'm sorry, you're right, Kansas.
Yeah, okay, Alabama over Kansas.
Alabama over Kansas.
Yep.
All right. And I'll give you mine. I just want to finish this here. Alabama over Kansas. All right. I am. All right. That's right. I am going. There we go. Okay. I am going Houston. I'm sorry. Alabama, Marquette, Houston, and Gonzaga. And I have Gonzaga beating Alabama.
Wow. The Zags finally win a national championship.
Do you guys have the same final? Oh, no. You have,
No.
You have 3 out of the 4. Alabama, Houston, Gonzaga.
And me and you have Alabama.
We have Alabama. That's it. Oh, and Marquette.
And Marquette. Alabama, Marquette. So Alabama, Marquette, Houston, and Gonzaga, and Gonzaga beating Alabama in the championship game. That's
right.
mine. Got them written down. We will cross that bridge. We will compare notes, if you will, on April 3rd.
Yeah. Oh, and also we have to do Are They For Real this week?
Give it to us, Pete.
Let's do it. Hold on.
We put in the list for next week's show, but
for next week's
I got some involving the NCAA tournament. So
pressing Are They For Reals?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's get this music going. Hold on.
Gotta love. Do we want to do it last? Do we want to? Oh no.
Well, this would
be last.
Oh, this is last. Yeah. Okay.
This is last.
Sorry, I thought we had.
I hope so.
No, this is last. We're finishing up now. So
it is now.
So let's
whether we like it or not.
Whether we like it or not, here we go.
What is real?
What is
exactly?
How do you define real? If you're talking about what you can feel, what you can smell, what you can taste,
we're almost professional.
Real is simply
electrical
signal
not quite
interpreted by your brain.
Pretty sure none of that's real.
You're not real.
For real, for real, for real. Yeah.
Are you for real? For real? For real? For real?
Are they for real?
What is real?
All right, are they for real? Got 3 tonight. Don't like to do more than that. We're going to stop at the World Baseball Classic for our first Are They For Real? And listen, we got a lot of good teams, right? Cuba and Mexico's 3-1. Venezuela's unbeaten. The one that I like, Japan, I think is unbeaten so far as well. The one that I like is Australia. Ooh. They just lost to Cuba, and they are 3-1 in the World Baseball Classic.
There you go.
So the Aussies playing a little baseball, which is, I think, a country that I certainly never think of.
You don't think about
being a baseball power. Not like I don't think we have a lot of. Not that we would really know how many Australians we have in the major leagues, but the Aussies putting on a good show so far. So are they for real? I don't know what that means. Will they get into the? I don't even know what the format is. Do they have a playoff? I mean, it's all a playoff, right?
It's all playoff. It's all a big playoff. Are they?
Will they go on to? I get there's a next round, right? We got 4 pools,
right?
A, B, C, D, right? So will they get out of the B pool? I assume 2 teams of each go, or is it maybe 1? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm not sure. I'm going to say yes. I'm going to say yes. They go into the next pool.
In the first round, the teams in each pool shall be ranked according to the percentage of game. The 2 teams with the highest percentage in each pool shall advance to the quarterfinal round. Okay, so Australia will advance. Yes, says John. They are for real.
So the definition of are they for real is will they advance?
Will they advance to the quarterfinals?
This particular question, yeah.
And they're 3-1 right now.
3-1 right.
They're 3-1. Korea's 2-2. The Czechs
how many games to the next round?
Let's see.
1 more, right?
Question.
Or 2. 1 or 2.
So they're in Pool B. They're 1 game behind Japan.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, unless they collapse, they would have to advance. The Czech Republic is 1-3. China's 0-4, and Korea's 2-2. So, yeah, they'll advance. Are they for real now?
No. Okay.
I mean, yes. I mean,
they'll advance. Are they for real? Like they're going to win it? No.
No. Well, that's his question was: are they for real? Will they advance?
Yeah,
so
they'll
I
advance.
said yes. They're for real. They'll advance.
How many teams in each pool advance?
2.
2.
And there's
only
between
one
more game left.
It's between them and Korea, because Korea's a game back.
And who do they each play next?
Let's see. Let's look up the old Tokyo schedule. Let's see. Well, Korea Monday. Oh, Korea plays China. What's the date today? Oh no, this was last Monday.
So Italy plays Japan.
Oh no, they're already in the quarterfinals.
Yeah, so yes, they will advance.
So that was the loss to Cuba. Oh, all right. Damn it! I thought this was the end of the pool. All right. Well, I think they're for real too. So we're all right on that.
I think they're going to advance. Yes.
I think they've advanced.
Thank God we didn't do this next week. All right. Now back to something that's actually happening soon.
That we know something about.
Speaking of the NCAA tournament, the number 3 seed in the East is Kansas State. Will they get to the Sweet 16? They are taking on Montana State to start, and then we'll play the winner of Kentucky versus Providence. Kansas State a 3 seed, Montana State a 14, Kentucky 6, Providence 11. Kansas State, good, but struggling a little bit. No. Will they win a couple games and get to the Sweet 16? And that means they are for real.
They will not make it.
No, they will not get to the Sweet 16 now.
They will not get by Montana State and
I think it's Kentucky
or Providence.
Yeah, I think Kentucky will beat them.
Okay. Yeah, I tend to agree. I think they're probably
they're gonna beat Montana, but Kentucky
they'll win the first game and lose in the next round.
Yeah, I mean your other 3s are Baylor, Xavier, and Gonzaga.
Yeah,
they're the weakest number 3.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think they're for real.
They'll probably wind up winning it all.
All right. Also in the East, your team. Well, I I think I know what Harry's answer is going to be because it's number 5 Duke against number 12 Oral Roberts. Now, in 2021, Oral Roberts took out number 2 seed Ohio State. They were a number 15 seed at the time. And that was a shocker in the tournament. A lot of that Oral Roberts team has returned. They shoot well. Said a large portion of the core of that team from 2021. Can Oral Roberts, as a number 12 seed now, shock number 5 Duke? And that would mean they're for real. Harry, you're going to say no because you took Duke.
No, only because I think Duke's the hottest team in college basketball right now.
John, does Oral Roberts have it in them?
No. It's going to be a good game. They're not going to win. Duke's going to win. Harry's right. Duke is definitely on a tear right now. I don't think they're going to win, clearly, because I didn't pick them.
But it's a tough matchup for Duke.
It is,
and I also think Duke got a little bit of the raw end being a number 5. But anyway,
yeah.
So Duke should have been seated a little higher.
On their shoulders there.
I think I was listening to Jim Boeheim earlier today, and I think he's right. I think it should be weighted more on how you're playing now going into the tournament than just based on your overall record. But we'll see.
There you go.
Yeah, I think Oral Roberts is for real.
You think they're going to beat Duke?
They come in, they're going to win. They're loose. They got nothing to lose. I hate Duke with a passion.
There you go.
And they're primed for a letdown because they've been playing so well.
Because
they're showing everybody.
Duke's been having letdowns in the tournament for the last couple of years, but
yeah, they're playing red hot, and maybe they got a little bit of a chip on their shoulder for being number 5, but I think Oral Roberts is for real.
All right, you heard it here first.
There you go.
Radio Pete going with the Oral Roberts upset.
At least on the show.
And he's doing this. He's doing this from North Carolina.
He's doing it from North Carolina. Yeah. He don't talk too loud. You might hear people outside might hear you.
Don't tell your dad.
Listen, half the people here hate Duke too.
True.
That's true. So that's it. Those are my 3.
Wonderful program.
So Aussies, yes.
Aussies, yes.
Despite the time machine I tried to climb into, Aussies, yes. Kansas State, no. I think we all agree on that. And Oral Roberts.
Australia is for real because they play in a division with 2 other teams that didn't have a baseball team until yesterday.
Baseball, yeah.
Exactly.
You have the Czech Republic in your division. You're
right. Yeah. They were putting on their ice skates trying to get on the diamond.
Exactly.
So that's it. That's
their catcher is their national luge champion.
Exactly. So, all right. Well, I think that should about wrap it up for today.
That'll do it.
That was all over the place.
It was all over the place, but
we had everything chock full of technical difficulties, ramblings.
You know what it was? It was I went to not download, but I went to open up
download
PDF.
some porn.
No, I went to open up the PDF of the bracket, and it the bracket, and my browser just
your browser, yeah,
wasn't happy with the bracket.
The OnlyFans bracket.
I didn't say what bracket. It's a the bracket.
That's what we should really do is an OnlyFans bracket. I'm sure that one exists.
Pete wins. Hands down.
He's in it. I think he's a number 4 seed, but he's got some stiff competition.
Well, literally.
Number 4, I probably have a little chip on my shoulder about number 4. But
I thought that was pretty high. But
we also
meaning number 4 overall. You're a number 1 and one.
Well, yeah, there's like a lot of 68 OnlyFans. I mean, you're number 4.
No, there's like 68,000. I'm guessing.
Well, for this bracket, there's only 68. So
64.
Or no, we got just play-ins. So
let's make it 69. It's OnlyFans.
OnlyFans. Just throw one wild card in there. Boom. Just throw them in.
There's one game where it's 2-on-1. No pun intended.
Literally.
All right. This is an open. There you go. All right. On that
And with
note, on that note,
if Gary Coleman was only still alive.
We will wrap the show up for today. Want to thank everybody for watching, and for those of you just listening to the audio podcast, thanks for listening. Don't forget to visit our website, www.getonwithitpodcast.com. That's getonwithitpodcast.com. And please remember, like us and follow us on all of our social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Just search for the Get On With It podcast. And of course, all of our shows are available on YouTube as well on the Logger Room channel. Remember, we go live with video podcasts on both Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday night around 7:30 p.m. Eastern time. And for those of you who just want to listen to the audio podcast, you can do so on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music Podcasts, and iHeartRadio as well. And if you haven't done so already, please subscribe to one or more of those feeds, and you will never miss a show. Again, thanks for following along with us. Have a great rest of your week. Have a wonderful weekend. Watch as these brackets get going. Watch as NFL free agency continues. Spring training builds up. And we will talk to you next week, folks. Take care. Cheers.
We'll be better next time, I promise.
We will. We will try. We'll strive for that.
That is a lie.
Absolutely.
That's an outright lie.
I promise.
Bye, everybody.